Herein opens the final court of their excellencies, Thomas and Razia, Baron and Baroness of Carolingia.
Thank you, Erden. Greetings to you all, and thank you for attending our final court. We are sorry that we could not have you all in person at Falling Leaves, which was honestly the moment that started us on this journey, but thank you anyway. We appreciate your presence nonetheless.
It has been a wild ride, and I am so thankful that many of you have been able to join us and be there for us during our tenure as Baron and Baroness. We've basically gotten by with overwhelming support from the barony, and it's been amazing, and I can't wait to see that trend continue when Fiore and Frithric
but more on that later.
Take up their turn.
First, we have a few last orders of business. Erden, if you would call forth, we have some members to induct into our Order of the Daystar, if you would.
Their excellencies call into their court. Aneska Liska Ki Kolina.
Hello, Your Excellencies.
Hello.
Our Order of the Daystar is our order for service, for those of you who may be watching who are unfamiliar with this. And Aneska is exemplary at said service. She has been a absolutely delightful herald for the barony, and a little bit here now getting to escape the pandemic. I got to watch her flit among the lists for our crown feeder, and it has been truly lovely getting to have you as our herald.
Yeah, there are no shortage of things Aneshka has done that have been worthy of this accolade for a while, and we were hoping to kind of be able to do this in person, but as we can't, this is our last chance to try and do that, and we're so happy that we get to do it.
I'm really happy that you get to do it too. It's been an honor being Golden Griffin for you guys, being the herald for the barony while you've been Baron and Baroness. So I'm really happy that it gets to be you.
Thank you so much.
Aneshka, please don the regalia of your order. For Aneska, the newest member of the Order of the Daystar. Viva!
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 And if you would, the next candidate.
Their excellencies would have in their court Phaedra de Ver.
Good evening, Your Excellencies.
Hello. So, Phaedra, I've known you longer than I care to put other people through knowing how long we've known each other. But the one very consistent thing about you is that no matter where you are, you help out. You are always doing some form of service, whether it's been your work feeding and watering combatants at Penzic and at other events, and basically anytime somebody looks like they need water or a sandwich, even if they are just happen to be casually walking by, you are a force of service and self-care that is formidable. So I'm glad that the Order agrees with that assessment and would like you to join us today.
Yes, your work has been phenomenal. I know there's been many a Burka, an event where you've thrown a sandwich at my beloved here and made sure he had at least enough blood sugar to get him through, and it is greatly appreciated. And I know you do that for so many other people, and that so often your service is a bit quiet. So I wanted to make it a little bit louder and make sure you get the word fame you deserve.
Thank you, Your Excellencies. I'm glad to be of help. I almost started off saying, Thomas, have you eaten yet?
He did.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Phaedra, you may now don the regalia of your order.
You can't see it, but I just did.
For Phaedra, the newest member of the Order of the Day Star, Vivat.
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 Vivat. Yay. Their Excellencies would have into their court Katla of Viborg.
I'm here, Your Excellencies.
Hello, Katla. So, again, you've taken up a form of service that is near and dear to my heart by running events for the barony and basically running anything if, someone gives you the chance and the authority to just go wild with it. And when you do, you make amazing things happen, and it's very much appreciated. You have worked on, I think, almost every Falling Leaves and Otter's Welcome in some capacity since we started being Baron and Baroness, and before, actually. But again, when it comes to this and getting the job done, you are a force to be reckoned with, and not one I would want to hinder the progress of. So, as our order has also agreed, I'm super glad that we get to put you amongst people who are your equals in this order. It is so good.
Yes, and I just do remember when we were at Crown Feeder Tournament, and I was asking around of various people who were helping, who I should go thank. Yours was the name that kept coming up in a very forceful way. So we're deeply grateful that you just get the job done and oil the machine that is the event, the events of the barony. It's sometimes very thankless, it's often very stressful, and we're very grateful for the work that you do.
Yes, thank you for having me in the order.
Katla, you may now don the regalia of your order. For Katla, the newest member of the Order of the Day Star. Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Vivat.
Thank you all. Next, we would like to recognize members of our Order of the Moon, which is our Order of Art and Science. And it should also be noted that in addition to showing prowess within the fields of arts and sciences, the barony also looks for people who have demonstrated some sort of service or work within the barony within those fields. So, Airden, if you would.
Absolutely, Your Excellency. Their Excellencies would have back into their court Aneshka Liska Zikolina.
So, Aneshka, I'm afraid we see an awful lot of you, and it is absolutely wonderful. But the orders both wanted to recognize you for your service, but also for your art and your, I'm not sure to call it science, but we'll say research into heraldry. It is very important because I know the process of the heraldic submissions that things get done correctly, get done well. And like any herald that I have known over the years, and I've known several, you are absolutely passionate about the weird details of heraldry, and I know that if we let you, you will go on for hours telling us fun nuances, weird quirks, and the weirdest things you can possibly register.
It's true, yes.
And it's always a delight.
I'm glad.
So, yeah, no, we can't thank you enough for the service that you've done as Golden Griffin, and also for the just depth of research and dedication you've put into doing heraldry and making things go, and somehow setting a precedent recently that you talked to me about at a fencing practice. All of these things are great, and I cannot wait to see what else you do as you continue to be an overachiever.
Thank you, Your Excellencies.
Aneshka, you may now don the regalia of your order. For Aneshka, the newest companion of the Order of the Moon. Viva!
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 Viva! Their Excellencies would have into their court Katerina Falconer de Lanark.
Hello, that's me.
Hello, Katerina. So, as we recently discussed, you do in fact go here and are an art and or science. So,
For those who do not know Katerina, she has contributed a considerable amount of sewing and costuming skills to various people in the barony.
and then even teaching some of those mooks how to reproduce some of that stuff on their own. But then also finding time to complete insane masterworks of reproductions of like period fencing cloaks for somebody's elevation or entire other outfits for somebody else's elevation. And all of them are just stunning.
Also, I believe we heard some rumor that you might be trying to translate a work from Italian that was a period fencing manual.
It's a work in progress. How else am I supposed to read it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could be an underachiever like me and just look at the pictures.
The pictures are really cool, though.
Yeah. No, you've been going the extra mile with a lot of this, and you have not let up during the last 2 years. And it's been impressive to try and keep up with. So, it is, yeah, thank you, and it is our delight to have you join this order.
Thank you so much.
Katerina, you may now don the regalia of your order. For Katerina, the newest companion of the Order of the Moon. Viva!
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 Their Excellencies would have into their court Serafina de la Torre.
Oh, hi.
Hello, Serafina. We're so glad to see you again. I believe we saw you at our last court, but now we would like to recognize you for your arts and sciences. And that very same thing which you did in fact do service for is a great art. And we thank you for the immense work you've put into your block printing. Because we know that not only have you done the service of helping us make things for the barony, but you've also done work in teaching others and learning the best ways and the more accurate ways to make things. And I do remember you telling me about pearwood and inspiring me to find you some. And I'm still looking forward to the day when perhaps after all of this is cleared up, we can talk some more about your block prints.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be part of this order.
We're so glad to have you.
Serafina, you may now don the regalia of your order. For Serafina, the newest companion of the Order of the Moon. Viva!
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 Viva! Viva! Viva!
So it now comes time for us to conclude our thanks to everyone. And this has been a long and sometimes shorter journey than we hoped it would be. But we have a number of people we would like to thank. If you would all grant us your patience and your time for that. First, we would love to thank all the staff that has helped us. We'd like to thank our retainers, Magdalena for helping organize everyone, Estrida, Meg, Olga, Kira. I'm sure there's others.
Patience has definitely wrangled me on more than one occasion and then made me write things down.
Thank you, all of you, for the work you've done in making sure we drink water and get all our stuff to the next the next thing happening at an event. It's been greatly, greatly appreciated, down to even just untangling medallions. We would also like to thank our gift coordinator, Countess Violante, in the time of so many investitures, and I believe there were almost every barony got invested within.
All but 3 turned over immediately after us for the next year. So we spent a good bit of time going to those, and the amount of effort that went into planning some of those gifts and largesse was very much non-trivial.
Yes, so thank you very much. Again, I would like to thank all of the people that helped make our investiture garb. We aren't wearing that now, but you will see here in a bit as we step down that we did in fact bring that out one last time. It is truly beautiful garb. The hand sewing is amazing. The detail is phenomenal. So thank you, Fiore, for organizing everyone, and to Olga, to Madeleine, to Dia, Patience, Kendrick and Lynette, and to Isabel. Thank you all for your time and for a few extra pearls and stones that I saw thrown in there as well.
It was truly a phenomenal thing, and I am so grateful for the time that you guys spent putting that together. It was an honor to be able to wear it again as we stepped down, the same way that we stepped up, which you will see later. But it was a very lovely symmetry for me, and I appreciate that.
So thank you. And speaking of donations, we would like to thank all of our cousins who gifted us things as we stepped up, and also for their support and their friendship, listening to us complain, and just being there and becoming new friends for those of our cousins who we had not met before. Also, thank you to the populace who donated your time and your largesse for things that we have asked for, things that we haven't. It was amazing for me to put a call out for even something as simple as courting, and to know that the barony will probably not need courting again for several years.
That was a truly epic amount of courting that came in from that one request.
Also, we would like to thank all of you who helped us with the shenanigans. Thank you to Lucian and Sorsha for certain help with
they were baronial alchemists,
yeah.
So they were very good at potion crafting, as among many other things with specific fermented ingredients, of which I am very thankful.
Thank you to those who surprised us a little bit. Thank you for Peter the Red and your wonderful posting in your archery championship. That made me laugh so much. It was delightful. Thank you to Fiore for helping us with a little bit of a largesse. Yes. And all those that you grabbed with you that day, knowing or not. Thank you to the excellencies of Stone March for tolerating some issues with sheep.
As well as our logistics and planning for trying to make this go. Your patience is invaluable when it came for us to try and make the timing for this event to work out in a way that wasn't going to cause more trouble elsewhere. So that is greatly, greatly appreciated.
And last and definitely not least, thank you to Arngir for all of the terrible things that we did to you in the name of shenanigans and shtick and entertainment. I believe you might have been murdered multiple times by the children.
Yes, he has been cast as the monster. He also fulfilled a great whim for me to have a Monty Python's Flying Circus opening to court as the It's Man, if you're aware of that, which is a moment I will always treasure. We have one more set of thank yous that I wanted to throw out too.
Okay, well, yes. We've got several more.
Right, we do. Yeah. Okay.
So I wanted to thank you to all the quiet doers who don't always get recognized. Thank you to Simon. In the past, in the present, in the future, your work, especially during this trying time, has been most appreciated to keep all of the mystical wheels turning that to make these ethereal courts possible.
Yeah, because otherwise right now I am completely going to be a neurotic mess if we didn't have Simon's help with this, because, well, Simon, Eridan, everybody who's helped out with the technology end of this, because much of it has leaped past me and my ability to cope lately. So that work is also phenomenally appreciated.
Thank you to Billy Fish for letting me throw you under the bus every time that I had a problem and you were there for. Thank you to good advice, like from Dreda and Mrs. Catron and Justan. And thank you especially to the Seneschals who have served beside us in this time. Thank you to Margreta and to Cassandra. The work you do eclipses ours, but gets none of the showy pomp and circumstance. But we couldn't do this without you. And the work you do is sometimes very thankless. So we will try our best to thank you for it. Thank you to all of those who volunteered as guard and helped us with their labor. Sometimes it's as little as setting up a thing or moving a chair for us. I can't even remember the name of the gentles who helped me move chairs over at 50 year, but I am still grateful for their service in that horrible, miserable day.
Oh my God.
Thank you to Simon and Deirdre, to Seraphina, to Tim, to anyone else who stood there with their spears and helped guard us and helped to give us more ceremony. It was greatly appreciated. Thank you for help with all the courts. I know there's people who have helped us with that. Thank you especially to Arliana for providing us with photography and video. And I have to confess to you that there was an order meeting in which we were at a loss for figuring something out, or perhaps it was somewhere else, and we were able to go back to your videos, and it was great to have that record. Thank you also to those who are not so quiet. Thank you to our heralds, to Daroga. Thank you to Eridan. The structure you give us, the words, your ability to keep us going.
Your ability to keep us wrangled is also non-trivial.
But you are the team that has helped us get here, and we're so thankful.
I wouldn't be happier with anyone else as our voices. It has been a blessing. So thank you.
But in addition to our staff, we wanted to thank the whole barony. It takes so many pieces to keep this going. We want to thank all the community from Thrown Weapons, the Framingham site and the Towers site. During this time of pandemic and plague, you've been a great touchstone for things that people can still do safely, and keeping the ranges going has been a considerable amount of work, more than normal. And I still remember that Thrown Weapons was in fact the first thing I got to do in an event because I had not been authorized yet. Thank you to the archery community. Thank you especially to Towers and your phenomenal and crazily engineered archery targets. Also, thank you to all those who ran private shoots. I know that several individuals did this as well. Thank you to all the marshals for all those communities. Also, thank you to the fencing community.
They've been a huge backbone of keeping me going and keeping me sane. It was the community that I kind of came up in the SCA. And it's nice to still have them have my back when I need it, as I have been trying to branch out and begin getting to know more people, which has also been great. But it's not always easy for me, even though I pretend to play a really good extrovert. I'm not always really great at it. So I am very appreciative of that support.
Also, near and dear to my heart still is the heavy community. Thank you for everyone running the site, the Framingham fight practice, and also for the various, I believe we now have the North Reading, and to people who had the backyard. I know Carl for years had practice in his backyard. Thank you. Valerian. And to Valerian especially. Thank you for being our champion forever. We're sorry we didn't get the chance to let you step down from that. And hopefully soon you will be able to pass that on in a real tournament.
And then not have to take it back.
Unless he wants to.
Unless he wants to.
Thank you to all the arts and science communities, which there are many. To Fortunata for running dance and dance research, and to all the dancers who participate. For Justan and the Low Company, and the hospitality you've showed us there, and the knowledge of games and the fun. And I look forward to the days where we can play again. I have tokens I would like to use in betting, use up. Thank you to the Waits and to Isabel for wrangling everyone for that, and for the Trumpeter Corps. And I'm so sorry that we do not get to have you for the next time Penzic convenes.
I was really looking forward to rolling out to opening ceremonies, not only with the Trumpet Corps, but the Battle Bar, and a cannon, and all of the pageantry that this barony can muster that made so many others jealous.
Literally, in line.
From our kingdom and others.
It was fun.
It was great.
Thank you to our succession of heralds for keeping people in names and devices, and thank you for your enthusiasm. Thank you to the whole arts and science community for embroidery and clothing, for Towers Project Days that got me out of my shell during the pandemic, for helping everyone get into some basic garb, some basic objects. You guys have been doing this for years. Thank you to all of our storytellers, to those who put on plays, hunts for monster eggs, for those who help entertain the children. Thank you for those helping educate and bring in newcomers.
Oh, the fact that newcomers nights were very quick to adapt and to continue through all of this was huge. And it is a non-trivial effort.
Also, thank you to all the cooks and the brewers. Every time I was at an event and the food showed up, even though I know it is a huge labor, I'm grateful. And thank you for that thankless task. I know those kitchens are hot, and I know the hours are long, and those floors are not forgiving. Thank you, especially to our autocrats, for all the crazy site changes, adapting to pandemics, falling tree branches, huge turnouts, too small turnouts, everything in between.
Yeah, that one is near and dear to my heart as somebody who wants to try and get back into that after we're done doing this gig. You guys make it look easy, and I know firsthand that it is not, so thank you.
Also on the list of people who do such hard work and do not get any bit of pomp and circumstance. Thank you to our ex-checkers. Thank you to, we'll say, a certain ex-checker who achieved the impossible and retrieved regalia.
That was thought lost forever.
We're glad to have it back. But thank you to everyone. You all keep us going both physically and mentally, but emotionally. You are our village, and it has been sorry. It's been phenomenal to be here to serve you all. From KB Thunderdome to the pandemic, you are all what's made this amazing, worthwhile, and recharging. It's a lot of energy to do this job, and without you all, we couldn't do it. So we're sad for what we have missed, because for the last 2 years we had plans and they won't happen. And letting go of that has been truly difficult, but we feel it's the right time to do this still. I mean, beyond the physical necessity that we have moved beyond the bounds of barony, we're tired. But despite that, we're so grateful to have these memories with you all. And while we are at a lull, it is time for those for whom it is not. There have been some phenomenal people who have brought energy, so I want to thank you to all of the candidates who ran. It is a hard thing to run.
It's hard to put yourself out there.
So thank you to Ivan and Arliana. I hope that you will keep help guiding the communities in Carolingia. You've done such great work in Towers. Thank you to Erin and Deirdre. I know we didn't thank Deirdre this time specifically, but the work she has done has also been phenomenal with cooking and looking out for everyone. Thank you to Fury and Frostmark. But you all brought energy at a time when energy was low. And that was something that let me know that this was the right choice. So I want to thank you all for bringing that, even if it was at a cost to yourself. It helps the barony, and I can see that, and it means a lot. So also thank you to those I've forgotten to mention. I'm sure I'll remember tomorrow and kick myself for it. But for today, know that you're all in my hearts, even if my memory betrays me.
Yeah.
If there's anyone I've forgotten.
My brain is so much Swiss cheese. Like you've said, it's been very trying. And I would also like to offer my apologies for things that I have not been able to gracefully get to and stay on top of that I felt like I should have been able to manage better. You guys have given me a truly once in a lifetime rewarding opportunity that I will treasure forever. And I don't think I'll ever feel like I've been able to give back enough for what you all have given me. And I appreciate it so much from the bottom of my heart.
So, in conclusion, we love you all, and be well, Carolingia, and we will remember this time so fondly.
For their most gracious and most beloved excellencies, Carolingia. Vivat!
Vivat!
Vivat! Vivat!
I think this is closing.
This is it.
Herein closes the court of their excellencies, Thomas and Razia, Baron and Baroness of Carolingia.
Yes.
Oyez! All those present, please attend their majesties of the East. Herein opens the court of their majesties, Rohonig and Ionis Aurelius Serpentius.
Ta-da. Welcome. Today we are investing our new excellencies of Carolingia. We have Runnymede with us and various other members of the populace. First of all, we thank you all for being here, and for those of you at home, we're really grateful that you tune in today to see this, because this is what we have, and we try to make it as special as possible. Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Their majesties call before them the Baron and Baroness of Carolingia.
Now comes before you Thomas of Effingham, 19th Master of Defense, 100th member of the Order of the Golden Rapier, undefeated Penzak Rapier champion, and Razia bint Rusa, Laurel, General of the Arts and Sciences team at Penzak and former Seneschal of Ashford.
Before we start anything, I would like to bring some dirt from the first event site that Carolingia had and strew it so that way you may do the ceremony at least on Carolingia soil as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Consecration. There you go. And get some over here.
Apologies to those who currently watch over this land. I'm sure the rains will change this out today.
And we have created a bubble of Carolingia.
So you have served us in our
many
four
days.
people. You have served us in 4 years, and years and seen us through some difficult times. And I understand now it is time for a rest and new life and new adventures. And
thank you for your service. And yes, I believe suitable heirs have been found for us.
How
We're very
suitable?
grateful. Very.
Very suitable. Okay.
Heirs. Excellent. So we have our heirs, or we have your heirs, and
It's not angry that we put soil back.
Who pissed off Poseidon? Effingham.
Probably me.
You guys have served us truthfully, faithfully. You are a treasure to the crowns of the East, and you are a gift to the populace. Your arts and sciences, your blade, your talent, wit, wisdom, and most importantly, your will has been strong in a time of dire need for it.
thank you.
I really don't want you to go. I mean, I don't know those guys. I'm scared.
I'm afraid we have already left the lands, so we do need to pass this on.
Okay. All right.
Well, let's.
Shall we proceed? Do we take those? Yeah. No. Oh, please. Have a seat.
We're gonna have to do it this.
We got it. The last hat. No, never mind. Wrong speech. Thank you. Extraordinary service. Thank you. All right. Let's put these over here.
These your hats?
These are.
Oh, okay. Look. With great service comes great reward. You have been known as their excellencies for years now. We feel it is right and just that you continue to bear this title as Baron and Baroness of our court, of the East, and most importantly of the people that you care for and love. It is time that we bestow this upon you and you. I believe one is bigger.
I think we're at the right.
Are we right? Okay, doesn't matter. All right. Thank you very much for your service to the East. Our newest court baroness and our newest court baron.
Our first.
Our first? Huh? You are number one. I will let you argue over who is number two.
It's
Taking on a role of leadership and guidance is never an easy task, but it is one that Thomas of Effingham has done with great heart and maximum effort. Thus do we, Emperor Ionis and Empress Honig, see fit to make him a baron of our court, for all of his good work. Done this day at Falling Leaves in the barony of Carolingia. Scroll by Eliadin Enyen Kannada. And when to rest at toil's ending, to step back and bid another to sit in splendor, then the cloistered boughs beckon with quiet repose. Among the solitude on carpeted shaded paths, perfumed floral bells dancing in the cooling breeze, the hushed stillness of a lush garden that brings peace and boundless wonder. Through green aisles and stretched upon the sod, comforted by the silence, sits one who has done much. Razia bint Rusa, a wreath of laurel amid a crown of pearls, pleasant in her garden. Such rest is worthy when hard labor is done, years of service towards something greater, larger, the survival of a barony, a heavy service to the crown through years of turmoil. And thus do Ionis and Rohonig, amid the falling leaves, name their beloved to be lauded among their nobles, bestowing all graces and honors upon one so worthy, a baroness of the court. Words by Eredin Gyut.
For Baroness Razia bint Rusa and Baron Thomas of Effingham, newest court baronage of the Kingdom of the East. Viva!
Viva! Viva!
Let's take that one more time.
Go for it. Just give us a good one. Angels of the East sing before us. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm failing. Would you guys care to rejoin the populace that so loves you and adores you?
I'm sure we will call you again.
Oh yeah, no, we got stuff for you to do. You have one for him? For her? No? Okay. Thank you for your service and your time.
Their Majesties call before them the heirs to the barony of Carolingia, Herr Frederick Ullman and Noble Donna Fiore Leonetta di Fiore.
Vengano avanti da loro! Your Majesties, the baronial line of Carolingia, bearing Carolingia, John of Isleway. Carolingia then entered the care of a line of vicars, Elspeth of Morven, Patry du Chaglis, Gillian of the Greenwoods, Catherine Goodwin, Elfwine Dunedin, Periadoc of the Bow, who passed the care of Carolingia back to the baronage. Patry du Chaglis, joined by Barbara Vigiani Milanese. Aquil of Darkstead Wood and Joanna Dudley, the first Baron and Baroness of Carolingia, invested by the Crown of the East. Long live the East!
Long live the East!
Jahan Dulac, Fergus McRae and Amelia Venture, Colin Ursel and Nicolette Bonhomme, Thomas of Effingham and Razia bint Rusa.
Viene avanti di loro, Nobildonna Fiore Leonetta Bardi. From sun-dappled fields of grapes and olives comes now this daughter of Florence, proud scion of the house of Bardi, forged in the outlands, reborn in the east, granted the arms sable, a phoenix issuant from base ore, the flames charged with 2 needles in saltire sable, companion of the Order of the Mange, Order of the Silver Wheel, Consort's Champion of Arts and Sciences, Anno Societatis 54 to 55 in exile, Clothier to the Crown, Craftsman to the Keepers of Athena's Thimble, Companion of the Order of the Moon, Companion of the Order of the Day Star, former Chancellor Minor of Carolingia, former Guild Mistress of the Needleworkers Guild of Carolingia.
Viene avanti de loro, Beathric Ullman. Through crashing waves and wind-swept sails comes this son of the sea, born of the east, nurtured in the sunny climes of Atlantia, by right of arms and gallantry, a champion of the outlands, bearing the arms azure gout d'or, in best 3 cups, and in chief a cloud argent. Frithuric is a friend of the Gardener's Company of Faringold for the line of Jean-Paul, chief rapscallion of the Tiger Shark boarding party and press gang, a member of the Order of Vlads, and a clockmaker's guildsman in good standing. Buried by praise and burned in effigy in turns, he is risen from the ashes like Fiore's phoenix and tempered in her flames, to bear the heavy burden and accept the great honor of Carolingia's coronet.
Vengano avanti de loro!
Thank you very much.
Wonderful job. Everybody comfy?
Sorry. So, we welcome you here. It is an exciting day. This is a journey. It is not a marathon.
It is much, much longer than that.
Yes. And I wish for you, I want to open with a wish for you. I wish that your time in this experience is filled with the magic that you hope it to be. That your dream or the musings that you had coming up here about the best possible scenarios, that they will come to be your partners and come to be your traveling companions on this journey. That your friendships that are current will just strengthen, and that new friendships will build, and you will have lifelong friends made from this out of your new brothers and sisters of Runnymede. This is are the new companions of Runnymede.
Language exchange.
This is, I don't want to make too light of it because it is a big deal. And your voice is now louder than it was. And it holds more weight than it did. Whether or not that's fair or not, it is the truth. And it is your responsibility to be heard. So welcome.
You are a member of Lions. So 10 years ago, a strange guy in a kilt walked up and down that road and was brought into that family and welcomed by them. And I didn't know any of them. I was lost, literally lost. Penzic 39 was my first event. And I perchance by Vlad, looking like a lost puppy, nowhere to go. And then that group of strange women brought me in, talked to me, told me what to expect. But the point is knowing that sense of welcomeness and family and home and hearth, and just keep your arms open in this job. There are going to be people who talk. There are going to be people who say things good, bad, and indifferent. Don't let that freeze you from keeping your arms open to your populace, to your friends and your family. It is a very big deal to be inclusive. It is a lot harder to do it than you would think. I wish the best for you both in this job. It is a long-term thing. It is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Now you got to show up to everything. I wish you luck, and that's all I will say. Just let people be people and bring them home. Make it a home.
Well, we'll ask if you have words, but would you wish to swear fealty? Oh, right. That's okay.
Yes. You want these hats?
I see you have a book. I'm sorry, we're going to do a little.
Oh, this is the part.
Okay. Oh.
All right. Let's do.
Your Majesties will now invest the newest Baron and Baroness of the Barony of Carolingia.
Do you have a preference on these? It's always
We'll do them together.
Levity is the key to love and life. You know this. Come on, you can do it. Strength and perseverance will be your keys. I got it. Right behind yours, I know.
This is
The ring of power.
This is the Baron's ring. Would you like to swear fealty at this time?
Okay.
We, the baronage of Carolingia, embrace, confess, and confirm the traditions and laws of the East Kingdom. We promise to be the defenders of the lands we hold in faithful trust for the Emperor and Empress, to be gracious and loving to your subjects, as is reasonable and fitting, and to refrain from inflictions of death and mutilation insofar as is possible, and to submit to all truth and righteousness.
Well said.
When possible.
Well said. That was a good oath.
I, Ionis.
And I, Honig, hear your words and we know them to be true.
We hope that this term of office and term of love and endearment do not bring you to much slaughter and sacrifice.
They will bring you sacrifice.
Our hearts, our home, our people, our kingdom, our family.
Here for you. So say I.
Hold on to it.
No.
Different ceremony.
Different. Yeah.
For the new Baron and Baroness of the Barony of Carolingia, the newest landed baronage in the Kingdom of the East. Baron Frederick Ullman and Baroness Fiore Leonetta de Bardi. Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
We have the same one.
Thank you.
Today is a good day for beginnings. Today we bring the future of Carolingia forward. And while the past reconnects with their lost family, it's a beautiful day. And I have a beautiful uncle.
Thank you very much. This is the first time that this time around that we've been able to invest, and it's an important thing because it's history in the making, and that's how I look at this, or how we look at this, is that it is our hand that is investing history. Carolingia's history is here right now, and their names will be read every time that a new baron and baroness or a new seat is taken. So
Protect
please.
your legacy. It's important.
I now suspend their Majesty of the East's court. Vivat Queen Rohonig von Sommerfeld. Vivat King Ionis Aurelius Serpentius. Vivat the Barony of Carolingia. Vivat the people in the Kingdom of the East. Vivat! 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 Vivat!